So Manchester United are back to the Champions League after 2 seasons away, and it's actually good to do this by beating Liverpool home and away for the first time in a decade. So Manchester United are back in the Champions League. We were able to win against Liverpool 3-2, and it was a very wonderful performance. But before we go about talking about the performances, before we go about talking about how Manchester United were able to beat Liverpool, the tactics and some things that Michael Carrick needs to work on, and also on the individual side, let's actually take some time to thank Michael Carrick for the job he has done for Manchester United so far, because Manchester United were far off the top four. Manchester United was actually in the sixth position when Michael Carrick was hired as the interim manager of Manchester United. It was a very hard pick between Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but it is looking like it's a very good decision to pick Michael Carrick over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because he has absolutely transformed Manchester United. So we need to take some time off to try to appreciate the work he has done for Manchester United, because I know that we'll be at 12 points behind Aston Villa, and there was no way in the world that any football fan in the world expected Manchester United to go above Aston Villa, to go above Liverpool, to just be 6 points behind Manchester City in the table. This is something that I cannot put into words to express. He has been so wonderful for Manchester United. And so let's go about talking about the recruitment, because there has been a lot of news about Manchester United recruitment being as much as important as the managerial role. But before we go about talking about the recruitment, we are going to get into that in another video. Let's talk about the player performance of Manchester United. So guys, if you have not subscribed to that Old Trafford, I want you guys to do it. Subscribe to this channel, as we'll be bringing a lot of news for you Manchester United fans. So guys, let's dive into this video together. So before we talk about formation and tactics, we need to actually address this habit of giving away chances, because since Michael Carrick became the coach of Manchester United, majority of the games we have lost this season has come down to individual errors, and it has come down to the inefficiencies of the players. And you could see that Manchester United literally created 2 goals for Liverpool. First from Amad Diallo, he didn't get his pass right, straight down to Dominic Szoboszlai, and then Manchester United considered the goal. And this is something that we need to really have a serious conversation about Amad Diallo, because for some time he has been having, since he came back from the AFCON, him and Mbemo, they have been absolutely average for Manchester United. Their control, their finishing, their decision making, everything has been absolutely average. And this is something that we need to have a serious conversation about, because Manchester United are going to be competing in all 4 competitions next season, and we need our players to be in top forms. We need them to be making the right decision, especially in front of goal, especially in situations that is going to cost us the games. You definitely can't be playing the likes of Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich and you're making this kind of mistakes. Manchester United has always been used to making this kind of mistakes. Against Fulham, we threw away the 2-goal lead. We gave them 2 goals. We created 2 goals for them. And against Liverpool, we repeated the same thing. I think this is something that Manchester United has to narrow down, because there is no way in the 38-game season where you're not going to have individual errors from your from your players and all that, because you can't be perfect even from the coaches. There's also going to be like tactical errors from the coach. There's also going to be like wrong substitutions from the coach in some matches, and it is normal in football, but it is something that we need to narrow down the percentage. We definitely cannot be making mistakes in definitely all our games. This is something that we need to change. And also, if you want to talk about the second goal, how the second goal came about, of course, many people are going to point to Lemans that, okay, yes, Lemans was the reason why Manchester United conceded the goal, and we really need to. Yes, I know that Lemans is not the best when it comes to playing with his leg. I know that he's still young and is definitely going to improve in terms of passing the ball out from the back and trying to absorb that pressure. But if you look at the genesis of the problem, you're going to find out that there is a positional problem here from Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo. You could see that normally when Manchester United wants to play out from the back, and especially in some moments in this game, either Kobe Mainoo or Casemiro is supposed to drop into the middle of the 2 central back, receive the ball, and try to cut the pressing angles. But you can see in this situation, both Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo didn't know what Lemans was supposed to do. They didn't know what he wanted to do. They didn't know if they were going to approach the ball, receive the ball, and try to be press resistant and sway away from the pressure, or if they were going to stay back. So they were not really sure what Lemans wanted to do, if he wanted to play from the back or if he wanted to go long, and then Manchester United win the second ball. And you could see that was how the mistake came, because Lemans was trying to find Casemiro inside 2 midfielders, and it is very hard sometimes for goalkeepers to carry out this passing without making mistakes, and that was how the second goal was able to come. And you could see that if Michael Carrick is going to be the permanent manager of Manchester United, and if he wants to continue with this system of playing out from the back, we definitely have to recruit the players for it. Because if you watch Michael Carrick in Middlesbrough. He is the coach that likes to play with the midfielder. Also, when Michael Carrick was about being the coach of Manchester United, we made a video here on Old Trafford about his system. He's a coach that likes to play from the middle, that likes to build up from the back, that likes to create a 3-3-4 system shape and likes to play with his midfielder, and he likes his midfielders, his defenders, his midfielders to be very good on the ball. And so if he's going to be the coach of Manchester United, then there has to be a specific recruitment to address these issues, because if you watch, Manchester United definitely wanted to play out from the back, try to make Liverpool to press and then to break the pressing lines and then trying to counter. But you could see that it led to a goal, and you could see that whenever the ball got to Maguire, definitely you should be expecting Maguire to play those line breaking passes like Lisandro Martinez into the midfield and try to retain position. But you could see that in two situations, or more than two situations, Harry Maguire didn't just look for a pass into the middle. He was looking for a long pass to Brian Mbeumo, which made us to lose possession. So this is something that we need to work on. You can't just be wasting the ball like that, especially against a team like Liverpool that has a lot of firepower that can harm Manchester United. For like two occasions, he was not patient on the ball. He just grabbed the ball from Lemans and then he went long twice, or more than twice, and he never got to Brian Mbeumo. So we need to work on our build-up systems. Carrick need to make some adjustment. And if we want to play out from the back next season, we definitely need to get the players to play out from the back. And aside from that, Manchester United actually played really good. We created the 2 goals for Liverpool. We were so good all around in terms of our pressing. We gave a lot of energy on the pitch, and this is something I'm really, really happy to see from Manchester United. So guys, I want you guys to give me your thoughts on the comment section about how you feel about the job Michael Carrick has done so far for Manchester United. And I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to Old Trafford. See you guys in my next video. Ciao.